A well-known Palestinian activist at Columbia University was arrested by ICE agents on Saturday. Mahmoud Khalil is the first person facing deportation under President Trump's crackdown on pro-Palestinian campus activists, who the administration has likened to terror sympathizers.
Our main demand, which is divestment from the Israeli occupation, there's an impasse in that.
Khalil, a lawful permanent resident with a green card, had not been charged with any crime when he was taken into custody by ICE agents at his university-owned home near Columbia. Agents initially claimed to be acting on a State Department order to revoke his student visa. But when informed by Khalil's attorney that he was a permanent resident with a green card, they said they would revoke that documentation instead. The ICE agents also threatened to arrest his wife, an American citizen who was 8 months pregnant, according to Khalil's attorney. Khalil and other student leaders have rejected claims of anti-Semitism, saying they are part of a broader anti-war movement that also counts Jewish students and groups among its members. He's currently being held in a Louisiana detention center with no clear timeline for a hearing. Khalil was one of the most visible activists in last year's protests, serving as a negotiator for students who erected a tent encampment on campus. Pro-Israel activists in recent weeks have called on the Trump administration to begin deportations against him and other protesters, who they say fueled a climate of anti-Semitism on campus.
Students like Mr. Khalil flock to the United States from every corner of the globe, in large part because of our reputation as a beacon of liberty. Here, the world thinks someone cannot be summarily arrested and imprisoned merely for expressing an opinion or advocating a political cause. The case of Mahmoud Khalil has dealt a severe blow to that trust placed in us by the world. My activist colleagues behind me on the faculty have for many years circulated petitions and signed open letters in support of political prisoners held by authoritarian regimes in places like Russia, China, and Iran. Now we're facing a horrifying reality that our own student, a member of the Columbia community, has become a political prisoner here in the United States. This is a dismal moment in American history.
Thank you. Mahmoud Khalil has been a public face of the student movement at Columbia Barnard since last spring. During the encampment, he served as the lead negotiator with the Columbia administration. A mature and gentle human being and a politically sophisticated thinker, Mahmoud tried his best to bring a peaceful end to that encampment. In the same spirit, Mahmoud tried to negotiate a resolution between students and the Barnard administration last week during a sit-in at Milstein Hall.
Rescinding visas, canceling green card, and intimidating students and staff have become the tool of choice for stifling free speech and undermining the First Amendment. Columbia University includes Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hindus, Sikhs, and athletes, and none of us will be safe unless we're all safe. Thank you.
To be honest with you, I'm devastated at the leadership of my university. I'm heartbroken, and I think a lot of students are angry. A lot of students are just confused as to how they still continue to get it so badly wrong. I know it's a complicated moment in the world in so many ways, and I'm certainly deeply dissatisfied with our political leadership at the national level. But with all this money, with all this power, I don't understand how they can continuously get things so wrong.
The sentiment, to me at least, is it kind of reminds me of what happened a year ago in the previous administration. So I think that that's the fear, and just the use of violence and force is not a great method, and I think the administration can do better with that.
Okay. All right, cool. So, and we, I just want to say, are here to say that we must turn this battle to free Mahmoud, into a call, a clarion call for students, for faculty, for decent-minded people everywhere to say this must stop now, and we must create a mass movement of people going into the streets in their millions to say we must stop Trump MAGA fascism in the name of humanity.